Good morning, Washington. Welcome to good morning, afternoon, evening, Washington, Baltimore, and all the ships at sea. Welcome to Dave TV. Dave TV for the 23rd of February, 2012, 13. I'm still saying 2012. Something's wrong with me. The Washington Post, if you don't get it, you're like everybody else. You don't get it. More and more people are dropping the Washington Post. Washington Post reports fourth quarter loss for 2012. Oh dear. Let's see. Print advertising at the Washington Post slid 12% in the fourth quarter. Daily circulation at the Washington Post declined 8.6% to an average 471,800 for all of 2012, and Sunday circulation dropped 6.2% to an average of 687,200. But the good news is, newsprint is cheaper. Well, I don't know. What are you going to say? Raise your prices, lower your quality. What's going to happen? Hold on a sec. I got SCTV going there on the DVD player, and it's driving me nuts when I'm trying to talk. I don't know why I didn't turn that off before I started the show. I should be better prepared, shouldn't I? So, a new weekend Saturday feature I'm doing on DCR TV is kind of reviewing some of the media blogs that are in the Washington area and seeing, what astounding things happened media blog-wise. So here we go. Let's start out with our favorite, FishbowelDC. FishbowelDC, now that they can't do Wendy Wednesdays anymore, they're not picking on Gene Weingarten anymore after he really slammed them last weekend in his paper. So now they're back to the same old boring crap. Eddie Scary on writing about scandal, which nobody cares about. Oh, here's Betsy Rothstein recycling. Sunday morning panels, only males need apply. She hasn't done that in a while. I guess, there's just nothing. It's just like, oh, let's recycle stuff we did last year that we haven't done in a while because nobody cares about it. It's so boring. A roll call reporter heads to MIT. It looks like she's about 15. Let's see. No retweets, nothing. And then, they're separated at birth thing, which again, they've just rehashed that to the point where nobody cares. Who cares? We have nothing to report on, so let's just kind of do the same old crap. Man, it's a lonely place. It's a fishbowl. They really need, I'll tell you, they need new people working there. I'll tell you. Okay, all right, putting this back. Let's do David Zurawik. David Zurawik, actually, he snagged a good one here. Look at it. He covered Fox. Covering Fox, if you're a media blogger thingy, and you cover Fox, and you get some link on some right-wing website like Drudge, boom, look at that, 236 comments when he reports about Hannity. So, David Zurawik wants a lot of traffic. You got to report on Fox News. That'll get you traffic. Everything else, very little comment. No, look at this. Some gay quarterback, 5 comments. The ESPN telecast of the Duke and Maryland game, 16 comments. Well, look at this. Director-producer Jason Weiner to deliver. This is, he must have broken this big news. To deliver the commencement at Stevenson. One comments. Although I do like Modern Family. I think it's probably the best, easily the best show. Bernadette Woods leaving Jay-Z. Okay, 34 comments. Dave did get that story. You have to hand it to him. But still, 34 comments. You need to be writing more about Fox. Soledad O'Brien. Who gives a rat's ass about Soledad O'Brien unless you're a media person? Of course, Mike... Erik Wemple cares about Soledad O'Brien. Let's write about Soledad O'Brien. Oh, look. He got 2 comments on his Washington Post thing. Erik, not a good week for Erik. He didn't report much about Fox News, so nobody gave a rat's ass about it. No news is bad news for women in the media. Wow, 1 comment. 9 comments. Ooh, okay. Here we go. Herman Cain and Rush Limbaugh, 103 comments. So you're getting close to that Fox News nexus there. So you didn't do too bad on that one. Look at another thing that nobody cares about. Pointer, Org, Big, Julie Mose to McClatchy. Ooh, exciting news. And the ethics of Jim Romenesko. And, of course, Jim Romenesko. What's that? What do they say? If you can't do something, teach. It's like Jim Romanesque. If you can't do journalism, blog about it. Well, I guess you can apply that to me too. But so I love looking at Erik Wemple's little trashing of Jim Romanesque. There, of course, Jim used to work for Pointer.org, one of the liberal journalism blogs, and then he got bounced because he didn't attribute properly or something like that. I don't know. Something only the journalist weenies would care about. So anyhow, not a giant big news weekend or week for the media bloggers. But I thought I'd cover that for you. What the hell? Okay, more David Gregory. NBC assigned David Gregory for another term to do a recontracted deal to do Meet the Press. I like David Gregory. I do. To be honest with you, if I had to watch, someone pushed a gun to my head and said, "Dave, you have to watch one of those awful Sunday morning talk shows," I'd probably watch Meet the Press. But that's just me. Amanda Meadows. No relation to Audrey Meadows of the... Oh, she may be. Maybe she's the great-granddaughter of Audrey Meadows of the Honeymooners fame. Is driving up I-95 from Richmond to work at Channel 7, where I presume she'll do morning traffic. Channel 7 used to have Lisa Baden doing morning traffic. But apparently 7 and Total Traffic, where Lisa works, they're just not cozy anymore. So 7's been going its own route, doing its own internal traffic. And I'm probably aligning more with WTOP even, because that's their media partner in the Washington market. But anyhow, Amanda Meadows will be the new morning traffic reporter there at WJLA. She's called the Gridlock Goddess there on Twitter. So I presume that means there'll be a lot more gridlock in the Washington area now that Miss Meadows is working at Channel 7. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Anyhow, more bad news for the Gamut. We're hearing that it's going to be another couple days before they get their transmitter gizmo fixed there at 103.5. The Gamut is one of the coolest radio stations. If you don't have, it's probably the only decent. Well, there's a couple good things to listen to on HD radio in Washington. Not a lot, but there's a couple. Area 955 is great. I like some of WAMU's intersection programming. That's not too bad. They used to have HFS 97.5 on 94.7 FM, but they don't. So, but the Gamut on 103.5 and 107.7. It's this really cool. I wouldn't even call it alternative rock. It's just a wild mix of stuff from punk to big band to you name it. And it reminds me a lot of the old HFS. Back before, HFS for many years on 99.1 was an alt rocker. But before that, in the early days on 99.1 in the 1980s, then back when they were on 102.3 out of Bethesda in the 70s and early 80s, they were this brilliant free-form station where the DJs pretty much could play whatever they wanted. And they played a lot of cool rock, but they mixed in a whole lot. You'd hear blues, you'd hear jazz, sometimes you'd hear avant-garde stuff, you'd hear comedy, mixed all up together. And the Gamut is kind of what that heritage would be today. Now, granted, it's on 103.5's HD2 and or HD3. I don't know, one of the two, because I know Federal News Radio's on one of them. But, I don't know if anybody's really listening, but if you do have an HD radio, if you got one in your car or you actually can find one in the stores to buy, certainly 103.5 is worth checking out. One of the better signals in the Washington market for HD radio when the Gamut comes back on. Very, very cool little station there. Okay, folks, that's Dave TV for this cloudy, gray, and chilly February in winter. Of course. Ay, ay, ay. Adios, amigos.